Today we're playing a brand new game mode called Chimpopable. This is a community-made game mode which goes like this. The rules are actually very interesting. They're a combination of chimps and Impopable mode. So for example, we're starting with $720 with 1 life, and obviously we have no selling, no monkey knowledge, no powers, but we're also starting around 9, and then the end round is 120. Now because Impopable mode allows farming and chimps mode doesn't, the way that they made this game mode is that they banned banana farms, but they allowed farming from other sources. And you guys can kind of see that, for example, if you go for the Buccaneer, like the favorite trades and stuff like that at the bottom path, you can make a lot of money from it. So I think that we're going to be playing cornfield. We're not going to be using that, but I do want to be farming in these other ways that are allowed. So for example, maybe like a millipede sniper, which is not exactly the most effective way to do it, but we're going to try and do it. And let's see how difficult this whole game mode is. So up to round 120, it should be interesting. Okay, so let's see if this is going to work. I'm going to try an engine, a dart start, which normally does work in these normal games on cornfield. And I'm going to place the engine in one of these secret spots. So it's going to go like, if I can find it though, I just saw it a second ago. Yeah, there we go. So let's have it like this, and then I want to have it on last, by the way, because it's going to shoot out in straight line. And then I want to get a dart monkey, which is going to go like this. I think this is going to be fine, so it attacks down these straight lines. And it actually worked. Okay, so they defended the first round. Let's see how we're going to do versus round 10. I actually don't think that they're going to defend it. I think that we're going to have to buy something else. So we just got the money for a second dart. And because this NG lacks spears, we don't have the oversized nails yet. I think I'm going to have to place another dart monkey, but I just want to see how it goes, just in case. And yeah, here it comes. So this is basically a problem. So maybe another one like next to it, because I want to save the space. So hopefully these two are going to be enough. I really want to get Geraldo as soon as, I think they're going to be enough. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I want to get Geraldo as soon as possible. And I do want to get Geraldo for one specific reason. I'm not going to try and cheese the farming with the NFT, by the way, with the action figure. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm actually not even going to buy the action figure at all. I do think that the hardest part of this whole run is just going to be surviving these early rounds, like rounds like this one, for example, 15. So I'm kind of thankful that we got Geraldo, because we can intervene with the spikes, and maybe we're gonna have to, we're actually gonna have to do it on this round. Is very good. Hopefully one is not gonna be enough. Let's buy 2 sets of spikes. And yeah, that was minus $120, but you know what, I'm actually gonna take that, because that is a lot cheaper than just buying a dumb tower that wasn't gonna do anything. And the spikes are actually doing a lot more work on 16, it seems like. Okay, very good. So let me get the oversized nails. I think that the second we get the pen into the double gun, we're gonna stabilize. So let's just work towards getting that thing, and then maybe we're going to try and figure out how do we want to start the farming, because the prices are Impopable, so everything is super expensive. And then keep in mind, we have a lot of corn to remove. Okay, let's actually... I missed that, but it's going to go into the road spikes, and here these guys are. I mean, $120 that we spent, but these guys are actually saving the game kind of in their own way. And I know that this is a weird placement for the sniper, but I just need to deal with the lead balloons from 28 to 30, and then we're going to be fine. And so this guy can kind of see down this straight line, and I should be able to pop all the lead balloons in the range of the NG. I know we're about to see how that thing is going to work. Do we drop the glue? I think it's going to be fine. If we deal with this one, we're going to deal with round 30 for sure, because round 30 also has lead balloons, but those ones are a lot more spread out. So if we deal with these guys, which we do, yeah, we're going to find on the next one. So we have a lot of things going against us, like playing up to round 20, the increased prices on the Impopable mode, no monkey knowledge, no selling of these towers and stuff like that, and no farming. But I do want to, I'm not going to hold myself back in defending. So I do want to get an Apache Prime, and I'm sure that you guys have not seen that tower in a very long time. And that's because, I don't know, I think it has kind of a mixed feelings. I mean, it does its job, but I think it's kind of, it might be a little bit underwhelming in some situations. So for example, up to round 100, it's probably going to win the entire thing, but up to round 120, that's a little bit questionable. So, oh, wait a second. Let's do this, give it a little bit of extra pierce, and then who's getting the camo? Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go for the bigger jets in the IFR, and I know that this is the worst crosspath in terms of damage, but I'm a huge fan of the move speed that the heli gets actually from the bear jets. I was saying that, and we still don't have Jerry's fire for the... let's try and patch things up with glue. And if you get the Jerry's fire, it now follows the heli, which you guys probably know. Can we actually buy... Oh, what am I talking about? We can buy the Razor Rose. I think we just got the money for it. That's why I kind of missed it. Yeah, I was kind of close. We're spending way too much money. We need to get this farming going, because even if we just get the Apache Prime, that's still not going to be enough to defend up until around 120. So we're going to need something else to defend as well. But first off, this. Can we get the Berserker Brew? Barely. $70 left. Okay, very good, very good. Hopefully this is enough to clean out the entire Moab, because if it's not, we only have a... Oh my god, we only have money for one set of road spikes. But that's fine, because it popped in range of the NG. That's very good. Okay, it's the 40s, and we are kind of defending, but I do want to be getting the millipede snipers kind of slowly, so that we start getting some farms going. And I know this is going to be a top hat with the millipede, which is just not the way to do it. It's absolutely not the way to do it. But I already bought this thing and we cannot sell it, and I don't know what else we can use it for. Maybe we could have bought something like a 420 later on or something like that, but I think I'm just gonna use this as a farming tool for now. So I'm just gonna have this thing. Am I buying the large cow? I think I am. Let's buy it as a 230. Let's switch it back to first. So let's see if we survive this round, and then if we do, I'm gonna Jerry's fire it, and then we're going straight up for the supply drop and try to farm. So these ceramics are the most important ones basically. And we defeat them. Okay, very good. So let me get the supply drop now to get the cooldown going, and then after this round ends, I'm going to give the heli a Jerry's fire. Just wait for it to end. There we go. So this is gonna become active around 50, so it's gonna disappear on 59. But that's completely fine because this thing now has a lot of extra damage, and this should allow it, with the help of the sniper, to survive for the next few rounds, I think. And the first supply drop is ready, and let's get 1.2k for us. There we go. I mean, we are farming, guys. Who said we're not farming? I really want to get the Rejuv potion. When we get the Rejuv, that's when things are gonna start becoming a little bit more interesting. If we get like a couple of snipers, and that's when we get a lot of money. Well, not a lot of money, but like a little bit more than we have now. But look at this heli go. I love this combo. So because they made it work like this, the Jerry's fire to follow the actual heli instead of the platform. Now this heli is amazing on maps like this, especially one-track maps. I mean, look at this thing go. It only has a 320 Alchemist, 320 heli, and then Jerry's fire, which honestly doesn't even cost that much by itself. Let's use the other supply drop, by the way. This is supply drop number 2. So 2.4k made. Yeah, this type of farming is very slow, guys. This is gonna take a while until it starts making money. Let me get the bouncing bullet. Oh, actually, the fire is gonna, Jerry's fire is gonna run out. So let me use this thing, and then look at this. I can Rejuv this, and we're gonna be netting $600 because this costs 2.4k and we get 3,000. So that's plus 6. That is, I mean, that's some smart farming right there, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna greed this thing out a little bit, just a little bit. So one more supply drop ability, and then I'm gonna buy this one. Well, that was the elite one, but I'm gonna buy the supply drop, and now I'm gonna be getting stuff like the alchemist in the village for these guys. So it's just 63. And I think that we're actually going to have no problem in defeating this just because we have the snipers going, although... Oh, and I'm just now realizing, wait a minute, we cannot do this. We cannot give it the sharpening stone because we went for the 250. That took me... No, I should have realized this instantly, but we can give this guy, I guess that's better than nothing. This is like a consolation prize. This is like a third place prize or something like that. But it's fine, we're gonna have to take it. It is what it is. I'm so tempted to buy one more. I'm so tempted, it's crazy. And I take a look at the rounds and I see around 120, so that means there's gonna be more time for them to pay themselves off. And I look at 2 Rejuv potions. Oh my god, I'm gonna do it. I'm actually gonna do it. Yep. I'm gonna wait for these guys. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. We have a lot of money to make, so let me wait for the cooldown on the new one. Is everything up? Yes, everything's up. Okay, so we're gonna do it like this. Let me use the elite sniper, collect from these guys. No supply drop money yet, so let's Rejuv. Let's use it again. Let's get the supply drop, the new one, and then... Oh, I don't have the money for the Rejuv. No, that's super close. Okay, so we're gonna Rejuv, I guess, when we get it, but I'm gonna stop it. That's it. I'm not buying anymore. That's it. That was the last one. Let's actually get a Dark Champion. We're gonna be facing around 80 in a second. Let me buy it like this. It's gonna be a 203 into a 204, and I'm buying more towers for this Alchemist, by the way. I know, this one is only buffing 1 tower, so this one is actually fine with buffing 2 towers. It's a 420. Okay, so around 80, we do have another Rejuv and Elite Sniper combo, so let me use this thing, collect some cash, spend 2.4k to make... We're at 80, we're at 19,000, so we make about 6k, I think, 6 point something, 6,500, let's call it. Yeah, that's a nice trade-off. I mean, that's fine. What is with Ninja Q and these price numbers? So this one is 66,665. Why not 666? I don't get this. They also do this, if you guys notice, there are a couple of towers in the game that have the exact same price. So it's the Archmage, it's the Energizer sub, and what else was it? Was the Comanche Commander. There's like 5 of them, I think, and they all cost, if you take a look at their costs on hard mode, it's a very memorable number. It's 34560, 34,560. So my question is, why not make it 34567? It's there, it's right there. I mean, this thing is, well, just add $1, guys, come on. Maybe do we get support, or do we just give him raw damage with some towers that we don't usually use that much? I don't know, let's buy him now. And let's make sure that, oh, actually, we have an elite sniper ability, so let's do it like this. Let me check the Rejuvs. No Rejuvs yet. So let me move this guy like this. And maybe we want to set up some buffing stations for him, right? Because we're going to be dog shifting him a lot, I think. So let's have one village like this, and then one 420 alchemist. Am I overdoing this? We have this area in which he's going to be able to basically do a lot of damage, and he's going to be getting some nice buffs. And then we can dog shift here, and then he's going to be under another alchemist in our village. I think that's good. I think it's very good. Should I make good on my Apache Prime promise? It's a super expensive tower, I'm going to be honest. And this is probably not, I mean, it's the map for it, but I don't know. Let's buy it. Sure, let's get the Apache Prime. Look at that price. It's 54,000. Actually, if you take a look at the prices of the Apache Darkship and the Apache Prime, they're actually more expensive than the Dark Champion and the Dark Knight combined, which is kind of crazy because I think that the Dark Champion is a little bit better than both of those guys. I mean, it does cover the entire map, yeah, for sure. You know what? Let's actually give it Jerry's Fire so he gets a little bit more damage. And what else are we doing? I think that I'm just gonna keep doing this thing. So we have 2 rejuffs. So as soon as these guys come off cooldown, we can make some money. And then I think that we're gonna be kind of close to the Apache Prime, if not exactly there, because we're around 98 soonish, and we're making a lot of money on these rounds. And then after round 100 is where the actual fun is gonna start. So let's use this thing. Let's get our $6,500. Let's use this thing. We're gonna have 2 combos, and then maybe we're gonna save the rejuffs for some actual abilities, like for example maybe a Sabo, stuff like that. But this is right on the money for the Apache Prime. Very good. So let's get the Apache Prime now. And then the Apache Prime is actually going to need, yeah, this is another expense for it. You're going to need to give it an MIB because the missiles it launches cannot hit DDTs. It's only the lasers, and it's not exactly that strong. So let's give it the MIB. The way that I want to get ready for these guys is just by buying a lot of support towers. So I do want to get something like, maybe like is that too much to ask to get a super build? Oh, by the way. Oh no. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, is this gonna be fine? Wait a minute, we're gonna have more than one bad balloon because they're gonna be bad in round 119. How are we doing with this one? Okay, so we defeated this one. Let's move this guy back. Okay, so this is no joke. Let's actually get serious about this one. Oh my god, look at these DTs. Those are 45 ones. Yeah, we need a lot more damage. So this is kind of the problem that I have with the Apache Prime. You guys see what's happening? It's a super expensive tower, but I think that the majority, if we compare the amount of damage done, I think that, oh yeah, for sure, the Dark Champion is going to have a lot more damage. And keep in mind, this guy's range is, well, it's not limited, but it's kind of limited, right? Because we're not going to be dog shifting it all the times. But we need to buy probably one more buffing station for the Dark Champion. Maybe like this here towards the end. Or just maybe buy some support towers. I think it's time for support towers. Okay, so let's do it like this. Let's get some camo detection going. Let's make sure to have the glue outside the range of the, yes, outside the range of the alchemist. And oh, let's dog shift towards the back. This is gonna be fine. Oh my god, this is actually kind of difficult. What? Let me get relentless glue. Let's move this guy back. I think this is gonna be fine. And then what? Am I getting Geraldo's genie? What? Let me get the genie. What is happening? These guys are leaking. No way. Let me get. Am I getting one more relentless glue? I think I am actually. Where do I want to have it? Like this? I just want to have it outside the range of the alchemist. That's the most important thing. But I think that these alchemists cover almost everything, so it's probably impossible. What is happening? Oh my god! These rounds are actually becoming more difficult. Let's move this guy towards the back. I think we're gonna need some slows, some stuns and stuff like that. So actually, if you guys remember, I made this guy 250, and I think that I said it would have been a good idea to make this guy like a 420. Maybe we could have bought something like a 420 later on, something like that. I'm starting to regret that I didn't do that. I should have went for a 052 and then just have this guy as like a 420, something like that. So we would have had a stronger elite sniper, but also this guy would have been able to stun stuff. So I guess it's gonna be fine now. Where do I place these guys here? There are no more spots left. Okay, so let me remove this thing. Let me buy one more buffing station for the Dark Champion just in case, and it's gonna go like this. Am I using an ability, by the way? Let me just Sabo. So we're gonna have the super go like this. The Alchemist can go like this, so that means that we can have our 420 snipers. Is that going to be plural? We're going to be getting more than one for sure. Okay, so let me use the, how's the Saba going? So one of them expired. Let me use the second one, and then I don't think I'm going to be buying a third one because we're going to have rejuffs. I don't think we're going to be using the rejuffs for farming anymore, guys. I think that's about it. And then what else? Let's do one more relentless go, I think, here towards the back. One more round of these farming abilities, and then I have a rejuff. Do I use it? I think I'm going to use the Sabo and I'm going to use the rejuff so we get the cooldowns back, so we can hit a couple of birds with one stone, and that is we're going to have both of our Sabos back. So that's money for one more main Moab, and I think, do we stop it here? Let's just use the other Sabo, so let's go like this. Let's actually go for the glue storm, yeah, that's fine. And I want to buy here towards the back because in case there are some small balloons, This is the normal auto attack is actually going to pick up a little bit. So yeah, we're going to be chilling with the Regis. Oh, actually, let me just use it for the first time. Let's slow everything down. Yeah, this is round 111, by the way, guys. We're going to need a lot more DPS. And how is everything going? Let me just move this guy back to his buffing station. And the buffing station is actually nice. Oh my god, these buffing stations, I said, they're actually such a good idea. It's kind of crazy how good of an idea it was. Let's sabo it up and let's do this. Actually, we can do a challenge shots mortar, which we do have the money for. It's kind of tight. The money's still tight, guys. It's round 114 and it's still kind of tight with the money. This game mode is, well, you know what, I don't want to say it's no joke, but it's like, it's not that difficult, but at the same time it's kind of fun to play. I'm gonna be honest, this is a lot of fun. One more round of farming abilities. How much money did these guys make? 113, 40, 34, and then the last one 32,000. So yeah, they've more than paid up for themselves for sure. And then the Rejuve potions have done a lot of this work. So I'm kind of glad that we did this, that we got Giral and we enabled ourselves to farm a lot of money. If this was another hero like Quincy would have fallen off so much by this point. But Giral is actually still making money, and you know what he's doing? He's giving us the Jerry's Fire onto the heli. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Okay, so let's sample these guys. Let me remove the RB because I see a lot of BFBs there, and that should be it for this round. Oh my god, this mortar makes round so much easier. It's actually insane. Oh my god, let's use this Sabo. And let's actually, I see the farming abilities, so let's wait for them and let's rejuve. I have two rejuves, but I'm only going to use one of them. So we got all of our cooldowns back. And we are at, oh my god, that was a lot of money. Do we buy a cripple Moab? Do we have the money for it? Yes, we do. Okay, so let's get this guy like this and then move it on strong. And it's going to be around 119, so this is going to be the bad balloons. Or is it one or is it more than one? I actually don't know. That's one for sure. Okay, so let me dark shift this guy towards the top. Let me use the glue ability so we get some damage onto this thing. Oh my god, it's not one, it's two. Okay, so we might have a little bit of an issue with this thing because I don't see the damage happening actually. I mean, it's three? What? Okay, I'm going full out with Jerry's Fires and everything that we have. Let's defeat this thing. Let's use the glue strike ability. We're gonna need to dog shift. Okay, so one of them is gone. That's good. Do we have, what are we doing? Do we sabo this thing? I think the sabo is necessary. Let me just sabo just in case. We have some farming abilities going, so what are we doing? I mean, maybe we can try and do some extra damage by doing this. Do we have the money for, yeah, so a Spike Storm, and then maybe, oh no, I was gonna do a rejuve. We don't have the money for a rejuve. Let's sabo these guys, and then let's Spike Storm. Let's move it to the other buffing station, and then Spike Storm now because it came off cooldown. Very good. How much damage does this thing do? 8,000, that's fine. We're gonna take it, and it actually popped. Very good. So 3 BFBs, 3 bads actually, not 3 BFBs. And that was probably the most difficult round of this entire run. So let me move the Dark Champion back. And that's going to be it. Wow, what a run this is. I mean, look at just the towers that we have and look at how everything looks. I mean, it's all over the place and everything has a purpose. And we've been using a lot of abilities, but this was... What a fun game mode. I know that I'm celebrating as if we won, but we actually did. Because round 120 is a bunch of ZOGs, if I remember correctly. But look at this thing. So let me ask you guys something. What do you think, which tower has more pops, the Apache Prime or the Dark Champion? I vote Dark Champion, but let's just see. 2.5 million pops versus 3.2. Oh, I was wrong actually. So the more expensive tower actually got more pops, even though, you know what, the Helipod was bought a little bit before we got the Dark Champion. It wasn't that much upgrade, but I think it got like at least a head start of a couple 100,000 pops, maybe like 200,000 pops. And let's be real, what made the difference? Jerry's Fire. I mean, let's just recognize the actual MVP of this run. But no, you know what? It has a global range, and you know it's going to do a lot of damage with these buffed up balloons. But I do still think that the Dark Champion might be a little bit better of a tower for the money in general. But that was a great run. It was a super fun game mode, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's all over the place, this setup, and I know this isn't like the setups that we normally do, but this was an extraordinary game mode, and I really enjoyed playing it. So that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys for watching it, and I will see you all in the next one. Today I have something different prepared for you guys. We're gonna try and beat Sandbox mode. Now you guys might be wondering, how on earth do you beat Sandbox mode? Well, first off, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. This video is inspired by 2D. In one of his videos, he created something called the Sandbox mode challenge, in which he's basically playing with the Sandbox amount of lives and the Sandbox amount of cash, but all of his balloons are at 100 times HP and all the towers are super expensive. Now what I came up with for this one is to actually send in a bunch of balloons one by one and try and use the money that we gained from the previous set of balloons to beat the next one. So we're going to increase the balloon count to 300. I'm going to turn on all of these modifiers, and then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sending 300 red balloons, and then 300 blue balloons, 300 greens, and so on until we eventually get to 345 bad balloons. Let me just switch the health to 300 because, I don't know, it's just 300 balloons. There's nothing behind this number. Let me just switch the cash to 650 because that's the amount of money you get on chimps mode, and we're playing without monkey knowledge. So how are we starting this? Well, it's going to be, the first round is going to be like 300 camo regal red balloons, which is the meme balloons. So these guys aren't going to do anything. It's just 1 damage, but I think it's going to be, well, it's going to be $150, so we have extra, because keep in mind there's no extra income when we finish a round, because there are no rounds in this one. It's just going to be, well, we're playing on round 1 now. I should probably do this because this guy does not have pierce. So usually when you're playing with monkey knowledge, this guy has like +1 pierce from the monkey knowledge thingy. He's still leaking, I think. Yeah, let me get this one as well. So some of them are making it onto the bottom. Do I micro this? Like they're going to last once and then go back on first? Going to last again just to kind of just stretch him out a little bit more. Gonna last for 1 attack and go back on first. Oh yeah, that might not have been the best idea, I don't think. So as I mentioned with these rounds, here's the thing that's happening. When you get to these later rounds, when we start sending in, you know, these ceramics and these mob class balloons, see, they're gonna release 4 ceramics, and these ceramics are gonna make us a lot of money. And that's not the way that you balance BTD6 is by, and the way that the game has been balanced like the ordinary rounds, is that the cash per pop has been getting reduced, and that's something that I'm gonna keep in mind for this one. So when we get to these ceramics, I'm actually gonna switch it around to 81 right here in the top right corner, because that's gonna reduce the cash per pop, and that's gonna make this whole thing defeating these super difficult balloons a lot more fair. But looking at these guys, I mean, is this the only choice I have? I feel like it is, right? Is this even gonna be enough actually? I know, because it does 1 damage, but I'm not sure how fast it attacks. So look at these guys. Look at these red balloons, for example. Yeah, they got damaged, but nothing happened out of it. I mean, look, we're going to defend this one for sure, but I'm not sure if this basically can deal with the green balloons, because I think this ball can only bounce once. And if it's only 1 bounce, then versus these green balloons, I feel like it might not have enough damage. That's just going to regrow back. Even if we leave them to red balloons, unless they get instantly popped, they're just going to regrow back. So let's see how we do versus this one. Oh yeah, we're going to have to buy something. Like, unless the Juggernaut ball gets stuck in like one of these logs, but it only bounces once, I think, so it's just never gonna pop them. So I was thinking of, you know what, I was thinking of getting an ice tower, because what we need in this case is we need these towers. They're very cheap, but they have high pierce. But I think that, and I'm actually not sure if this guy can, let me get the enhanced freeze, by the way. Let's just get the attack speed on this guy. I'm not sure if the Chimpopable can pop frozen balloons. I don't know. I think you have to upgrade to the Ultra Juggernaut in order for this guy to be able to pop frozen balloons. I mean, we're kind of defending, honestly. And like, listen, I'm not that concerned about the lives. I think we're just gonna have to look at lives on an individual level, because even if you lose all of the lives, they're gonna automatically reset. And you know, we're gonna be able to tell if we beat the round or not. Okay, let's just put it like that. You know what I'm thinking? Was there a different way to start this game? Because this guy's probably not going to be as effective versus these yellow balloons. They're just way too fast for him. Oh, I actually think he popped a little bit of these. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So he's actually popping frozen balloons. That's good to know. But I don't think that this is going to be enough. So we have to do something else. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to actually keep track of the amount of money that we had before starting this, so that we don't cheat. So you know what, we have lost this one, so I'm gonna be back in a second with the amount of money that we had starting this one, and we're gonna retry and do something else. Okay, so we started this round with $322, and let's just think about what we can do. So these yellow balloons are a little bit too fast for our guy, so I was thinking of doing something like, again, another cheap and super pierce tower. Is that even a thing? A super pierce tower? Yeah, it is now. So I was thinking of getting the wall of fire, but we need to get the bomb pad because everything is camo. So this is gonna be like what, 800, 250. It's like 1,050. I mean, give or take. Whenever we hit $600 in total, I'm gonna sell both of these guys, and I'm going to buy a wall of fire wizard. And I think it's fine to do it now. So let's sell them both immediately. Do it like that. And yeah, the money was kind of right. Oh no, I messed up. You know what I should have done? I should have had them on the left side. So if you have the wall of fire like over here in this spot, it's gonna affect all 3 tracks. Oh no. Okay, so that might be a mistake. I mean, we kind of beat this round, to be honest, but you know what? Is this gonna do fine versus the pink balloons? Because these guys are super fast, I don't know. So $888 and a 022 wizard is what we had before starting this one. So let's see how this is gonna do. So it's basically, you know what, it's dealing with the pink balloons, but the problem that it has, it's just that it's not 100% uptime, and when the downtime hits, these balloons just go past it. Oh yeah, this guy seems to actually be dealing with them. So yeah, the problem is just the downtime with him and the placement. Honestly, if I just had, oh my god, I was kind of rushing, so I didn't think about that in the moment. But you know what, if I just had this guy towards the left side, it would have been so, it would not have been this many leaks. I mean, we beat the round. You know what, you don't want to be leaking, not just because of the lies thing. We don't exactly care about the lies, but we don't want to be leaking because this is just precious money that we're letting go. But that's gonna be fine. You know, we beat the pinks, 24 lives left and 2.3k. So it's $2,359, and let's send in these guys. Let's send in the black balloons and see how this guy's gonna do. So I feel like he might lose to this one. And are we buying this? Are we getting the Giant's Breath? Let's just see how the wallfire by itself does, and then we're gonna, oh no, we have to buy it. Okay, so let's just buy this thing. Is he gonna be able to defend? Oh yeah, look at that go. Yeah, this is so much better actually, but well, there's a little bit of an issue because we're gonna deal with this round 24 lives, and it's $2,866. That's good, but the problem is that we have, well, purples incoming, and this guy doesn't do anything versus purples. So here's what I was thinking: we kind of need to start thinking about these other balloons incoming. So maybe something for the zebras, also some lead popping power. And I was thinking of, you know what? Let me just get this thing, get it as a 301 sub to reveal. And I was thinking of buying. Can we afford them? Yeah, this guy, and then the, oh, we cannot buy the bomb path. Okay, so I was thinking of getting just this guy, like the 42 boomerang. I think this is gonna be good. Okay, so he absolutely keeps them in place, but you know what I want to do? I want to get this thing to the airbursts because the reveal is not as fast. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot better. That's a good tower. Okay, so finally we're getting the good towers going. I like this. Finally. And he's absolutely going to be able to defend this round. And honestly, you know what? He's probably even going to be able to defend the white balloons as well. So let me just send them in. $2,393 before we started this. So let's just, I mean, I don't think we needed to remember that one just because he's going to, yeah, he's just going to wipe them. But it's good. It's good that we're saving a little bit of money because keep in mind, in just a few rounds, it's like 4 more rounds, we're going to be dealing with 345 Moab class balloons. So just Moabs. Yeah, that should be interesting. And they're going to be around 81 Moabs, so they're going to give a lot less cash. Okay, so that was the white balloons. Let's see how this thing does versus the zebras. Should I be buffing it? You know what? Maybe I'm just going to give it like an alchemist. Let's just not risk it. Let's just give it like a 3-0-0. I don't want to spend too much money on this thing, but at the same time, I don't want to risk it either. So just play it like this. I mean, it's dealing with it. This Alex spot is not exactly the best because it's buffing the sub a little bit, but it's fine. At least the Berserker Brew is only being focused on this guy. Okay, so those are the zebras, $10,558, and you know what? We have lead popping call from the Red Hot ranks plus the Alchemist, so I think that we are going to be able to deal with this round without any issues. Yeah, that was a super easy round for this one. I mean, I know that it's lead balloons, but it feels like the leads were a little bit easier. So this order with the zebras and the leads, I mean, you know what? We'll take it. We're just making money, and that's the most important thing. We have $17,000, and is the rainbows incoming? So let's see how this thing does versus the rainbows. It's a little bit more difficult, and you can absolutely see that some of these balloons are making it towards the right side, which probably means that we're gonna have to do something for the next one. So after we're done with this one, I'm just gonna immediately send the ceramics. These are fortified ceramics, by the way. Oh, no, let me just, nope. I almost made a mistake. So we need to set this round to 81 because we want to reduce the cash per pop. So let's do that. And now we're gonna send in these ceramics. So we have 31,000, which is, I guess we can buy this thing, but you know what? I don't want to buy this guy. I really don't like the Claymore. I feel like the tower is in a bad spot right now. So maybe I do, you know what? Let me just buff this guy. And after the village, we have $28,243. So let me just send these 300. Let's see how this guy does versus 300. And these are super ceramics. So these are not your normal ceramics. Oh yeah, it looks like he is, yeah, he's absolutely struggling. I need to fix this as soon as possible. So let me buy one more. Get the Alchemist to 4-0 quickly. And is this doing better? You know what? I'm actually going to give it camo through this, and I'm going to sell this up just because we don't need it anymore. And let's see. Look at those bounces. Look at those glaze go all over the map. Are they dealing with this? I feel like they are. I feel like the fact that I bought the second one helped us a lot. And this is the point, guys. This is the moment at which things are going to start becoming interesting. So let's send in these guys. You know what? Like, what's the tower that we're buying for $26,000 that's gonna be able to deal with, I guess, the Mars, but we have to start thinking about the BFBs as well. I don't know. I'm gonna get this guy. I don't want to be buying this, but I'm just gonna get it because we got. I know. I think I forced myself into the situation of buying this tower because I mean it was a good tower for these ceramics and the rainbows and everything before that, but. I don't know. I think that, you know what, it's gonna deal with these guys, but I'm not sure if it's gonna deal with the BFBs and everything later on, so we're gonna have to ditch this thing as soon as possible. Okay, so those mods were super easy, but let's see how it does versus 300 BFBs. You know how this is gonna look like when you, I don't know if you guys, if this happened to you, but when your computer starts glitching and then like one of these windows you start dragging it along. I mean, this is like an old time issue that I don't think happens anymore, but that's how this thing looks like. So let's see if this Glayvote is even dealing with these guys. I don't think it is actually, is it? Okay, so we might have ran into our first actual problem. So these, you know what? I mean, yeah, the Pierce is getting overloaded, but I feel like when these BFBs on the left side, when they pass and they go on the top side, it might get a little bit easier for him. Let's see. Oh, the game is lagging. There's so many balloons on the screen. Oh, we sent in 300 BFBs and we're just starting, guys. It's the BFBs, then the ZOMGs, and then eventually the bats. It's gonna be 45 bats. It's gonna get insane. So is this guy defending? I hope he is, guys. I hope he is. He's got a little bit of health from his buddy, but oh no, they're actually not defending. Oh my god, that's so surprising actually. Okay, so $23,869 was the amount of money that we had before starting this, and let me, you know what? Am I selling this guy? Here's what I was thinking. I was thinking of doing this actually. Just get like even like a 004 Shattering Shells. This guy is going to remove the regrowth of. Did I say the regrowth? I meant he's going to remove the 45 state all of all these guys. And hopefully this is going to be enough. I mean, it's still going to be a bunch of mobs. It's like 4 times more mobs released in comparison to the last round. But I feel like just because they're not going to be 45, it's going to be at least a little bit more manageable. Though this guy still sucks and his Pierce is still low. So let me. Am I buying a favorite trades boat to kind of sell all of these guys? I think I am actually. Oh no, I don't want to buy it now. Okay, so let's just sell this guy. I don't think that the money is going to be that much of an issue, it looks like, because we're at $50,000. But I do want to be saving it because, well, even though we did this thing with the Shattering Shells, it does not work on the ZOMGs. So let's see how it does versus this round. I mean, it's going to be the same thing, basically. A huge wave of ceramics, but it looks like the Shattering Shells helped out a lot. Oh yeah, this is so much better than last time, I think. Although, I don't want to jinx it. I mean, there's a huge wave of mobs incoming, but I think it's going to melt all of them, honestly. Yeah, it's doing well. Okay, so we're entering probably the most difficult category of them all, which is the ultra late game. And even though these guys are going to be making us decent amounts of money, I am not sure. Well, this guy's not going to be able to deal with them. Let's just begin with that one. So here's what I was thinking. I was thinking of just selling everything. So do it like this. Do it under a favorite trades boat. And then I'm going to... Do I sell the boat or do I just keep it? I think I'm just going to keep the boat. Here's what I was thinking. These UMGs are way too strong. So I wanted to do this one. Actually, so we can absolutely afford this thing. So instead of popping every single one of them, I was thinking of just making every single one of them disappear, you know, just like instantly clapping them using the trap. You know what, let me get a support Chinook. Let me get a support Chinook and move this guy. Let's move the trap for, so it still works. Let me get another Saba going, and I want to Chinook the NG so that we can move the trap. Let me just slow everything down. Using our Sabo, and I wanted to do that just so we can do that. And you know what? Maybe I should switch this trap to like a 205 because that jumps traps a lot faster. Yeah, I'm going to do exactly that. So do it like this. Use the Sabo. And I'm going to, you know what? I'm just going to buy a couple more boomerangs. So hopefully this is enough. Let me give some attack speed to this guy. Okay, so I've been sitting here for like at least solid 2 or 3 minutes and just collecting these traps. And we have our first problem, which is that these guys starting to pump. So I need to get the BMA, guys, as soon as possible. That was a mistake, but that's fine. We need to get the BMA. I know it's going to lose us money, but we just have to start dealing with these guys because the Pierce is going to start getting overloaded. I'm actually even going to get an overclock with this guy. So we're losing a lot of money by him doing that, but I'm actually completely fine with that one, I'm going to be honest. Because we have like $500,000 that we have to defeat, was it the 45 bats? I mean, we have some DDTs incoming, and hold up, how many balloons are there? But it's like a never-ending stream of balloons. They just keep coming out. What is happening? I I think that's probably the, yeah, there we go. Okay, that's the end of them. Yes, nice. Okay, good job. So we defeated, what was that? That was the 300 ZOMGs. Okay, so we're gonna get a bunch of DDTs. These guys are gonna be fast. Do I want to get rid of these guys? Probably not. I mean, I could probably ditch one of these guys so that I can place this thing. So I want to do this. I want to get the mat. Then just send in these guys. I don't expect the DDTs to be much of an issue. So maybe do it like this. And oh, we don't have any. Oh my god, we don't have any. Let me get this thing. Let me get this. Does it have camo? No, it doesn't. We don't have any ceramic pop power. Is the solver going to be enough? I think it is. Let me use the mat ability. Let's just micro it like this towards the bottom. And I think this should be, yeah, so basically we don't have any ceramic popping power, but it looks like we're gonna be fine versus this one. So one more challenge, and that is, let me lock this guy in place, and that is gonna be 345 bats with $400,000, and basically it's some of the towers that we have. Let's do it like this. So how do we want to have the temple? I guess we can sacrifice. Where are we going to be sacrificing? We have it here. We're going to have this thing, which is going to be from the support ones, which is over 50k, I'm pretty sure. There we go. So let's get the temple. This is going to be $85,000. I think that this thing yoinked a little bit more of the towers. So, okay, that's fine. So let's get the range on this thing. And then what are we buying for $160,000? I mean, I don't know, maybe like a Ray of Doom. I think I mentioned it before, but maybe like a Ray of Doom, honestly. Wait, why is this so cheap? Oh, it's support temple. Okay, so we have, oh my god, that's so much money left over. Okay, we can buy something else. Maybe get, you know what, maybe get the village to like homeland. And that is $50,000. What are we buying for 50k? You know what, I should probably get one of these guys to like super glue just because we can, and that's about it. Yeah, that's fine. I think we need to spend all of this money. So 33k is not a lot of money, and there's not that many good towers left over. So I feel like this is it, guys. 345 bats versus the setup that we have. Basically the sandbox mode challenge. Is this even possible? This is gonna look so crazy when these guys come out. Oh my god, this is gonna get so laggy really quick. Okay, so let's use the homeland ability, let's use the mat ability, and just hope for the best, guys. Am I even using, you know what, I'm just gonna use the sample. Look at the amount of money, by the way. Look at how much money we're making, but that's relevant. That's relevant. Let me use the ultra boost on this thing, on the temple. You know, I think we're doing a good job, actually. I mean, I should get an energize up for the cooldowns, but I think we're doing a good job, actually. I think we are. Okay, so they're coming back. Let me use this again and this, and then I'm going to ultra boost the temple again. I feel like this temple is doing a lot of damage. Let me use the sample one more time. Look at these. Oh my god, there's so many balloons. What is even happening? The sandbox challenge, guys. What is even happening? How did we get to this point? I think we have it though. Okay, so all of the bad layers seem to have been popped, it looks like. Let me use the Sabo, and it looks like, I mean, it's a huge mess, but they're being kept in this area just because of all these slow towers that we have. Oh my god, what a mess this is. So I don't think that these balloons are gonna move past this point, because I think the hardest part is over, just the bad layer, but there's just so many of them stacked in one spot. Let me move the Ray of Doom. I completely forgot about this guy, by the way. Let's have this thing on first. Can I even move it? Is this gonna be in time? No, it's not. Well, I guess I moved it at the last second. There is the sandbox challenge. Wow, that was really fun. I think we should do this on a more difficult map, though. This was kind of a trial run, but that was super fun. And I think that we can absolutely do this, maybe with some other modifiers, like maybe send in like 400 balloons instead of 300. Maybe do it on like another difficulty, because this was easy. Or just do it on a more difficult map. But that was a very fun first trial run of the sandbox mode. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one. This elite boss is a little bit different than what we're used to. So today we're playing the elite balloon areas, but there's a huge catch. Can you guys see it? It's ABR. So the underlying rounds that we're gonna have, or the underlying balloons I guess that are gonna be coming out, are gonna be ABR balloons, which means it's gonna be a lot more difficult. And then on top of this, just in typical Ninja Kiwi fashion, we have like 5 towers banned. One of those is a very important tower, is the Alchemist with the buffs, and then all of these 3 on the sides are just Paragons, and then the Heli for, I don't know why the Heli is banned. Maybe there's like some Millipede Heli, some blowback bug or something that people are still abusing, something like that. But yeah, 5 towers gone, and yeah, let's see if we can do this thing. So this should be a little bit more of a challenge than usual, just because we're probably gonna need to spend a lot more money onto defending, because we need to be able to see camo balloons. There are gonna be lead balloons on the early rounds, so let's see how we can make this thing happen. Yes, so look at this, round 5, and we already have camo balloons. Now we have a choice to make. Do we buy a Zealy or do we buy the increased production? What would you guys do? I would buy the increased production, and I would league these guys, because we still have some rose spikes at the back, so I don't exactly care for these early rounds. But in a second, a Zealy is going to need to be bought, and also a Zealy has she's a very interesting ABR hero, if you guys don't know, because she can see camo balloons by herself, so she doesn't need additional camo detection. And also she can pop lead balloons, which is going to be really nice for round 10, because in ABR round 10 you get 2 lead balloons. Okay, so more camo balloons. We can still league, by the way, and I'm going to greed out one more time. I'm going to get the greater production. I'm not sure if this is the correct choice. Going for a 2-0-0 farm and then into a Zealy. So Zealy is going to be the next thing you're going to want to buy, but this Dark Monkey is going to need to carry really hard on rounds 8, 9, and 10. And yeah, we get the money on round 9. Round 9 is going to be a bunch of these regrow green balloons. So the normal round 9 is just normal green balloons, but these guys are regrow. So that's just the ABR thing. We might get the level 3 ability, and that might allow us to, you know, maybe get with a little bit less lives lost. Let's just use it as soon as we get it. And I feel like, yeah, that was actually really good. We might even leak. Oh, never mind. We got all of them. That's really good. And the only thing on my mind is just making sure that the farming is going, because as you guys know, if you have a good farming early game, then the late game is not going to be a problem. The fact that we're playing on ABR really is not going to matter, you know, past, I would say, round 80 or something like that once we get the Paragons out, because they do way too much damage. They're not going to care, right? And you know what? Let me go like this. Let me buy these 5 farms. I want to have the village like this, and I hope that once I buy the bigger radius, at least a good portion of them are going to be in the range. So this one, oh, this one is not, this one is, and then this one on the side is. Okay, so this is very good. We have 4 out of 5 farms in the range. Let me get the discounts going first. So we're going to be buying a couple of marketplaces, and then we're going to go into the balloon trap. And round 29, and here is what we have so far. So we got the balloon trap. This is a 014 balloon trap, which is getting placed right here towards the left side, so that our other towers cannot attack. So the majority of the balloons are essentially going into the balloon trap, and about 5 of these marketplaces. Now we do have about $10,000. This is, by the way, the time in which my ninja, the 204, is going to shine, because this is ABR, a bunch of camo balloons, so it's going to do really well. But the other thing that I want to be doing is I'm going to be going like this with the blade maelstrom. So this is how you typically deal with balloon areas. And I know this tax setup requires us being proactive, as in we need to keep using the ability as soon as there is a ceramic wave, but I'm completely fine with that. Honestly, I don't even mind that. Now, while all of this is happening, I do want to keep farming. So here's what I want to do. I want to get the Minneapolis first. So let me just go like this. Let me create the Minneapolis, and let me just keep buying all these other farms, because the farming has to continue while all these things are happening. So about halfway there, we lost a little bit of lives with the mana shield, but generally I am just feeling really good about how we're doing with this thing. So we have been timing these abilities perfectly so far. We're leaking a little bit of these small balloon area spawns, but generally it's been completely fine. I went for this one, the top pattern, the top cross pattern onto the blade maelstrom, because it does the damage more. It does the damage faster essentially, so it's a little bit more safer in my opinion if you just time it well versus these ceramic crushers. And it's only going to be 2 skulls left, so this thing is going to be done in no time. And this is going to be the last wave. So as soon as this wave of ceramics is done, I'm actually going to sell the tag, just because I want to be putting this money as fast as possible into more farms. So go like this. Let me try to have this farm towards the left side as much as possible, and I'm going to use this top row to buy even more farms. And that's going to be it, guys. This was the setup that defended. So yeah, Zealy plus this guy with the camo detection. I think, yeah, the ninja helped out as well with dealing with these camo balloons. So that's going to be the tier 1. So as soon as this wave is done, I'm going to turn off auto start. I'm going to sell the ninja, and then, oh, actually, am I even selling the ninja at this point? Because we are going to need some more popping power. So we might just keep the setup up until around 60, actually. And guys, it's round 59. Look at the setup that we have. We got 7 BRFs. All of them are under the range of the Minneapolis, which basically means that they're getting the bonus cash generation. We still have the balloon trap, which, by the way, is going to go kind of soonish. And here's how I want to defend. So the boomerang is banned, and usually what I do for the tier 2 is I buy the boomerang, I buy the glaive void, and I buy the mat. Now, because the boomerang is banned, I'm going to go for an alternative tower, and this one is going to be the Spirit of the Forest. So I'm just going to buy the Spirit of the Forest like this, and I'm going to buy the mat, and this should be enough to deal with all of these spawns. The Spirit of the Forest also has innate camo detection, so we're not exactly worried about camo balloons by buying it. And it's time for the ninja to go, so let's sell the ninja, let's buy the mat as soon as possible, and I feel like this is going to be enough. I will give this guy a little bit of extra attack speed through the jungle jumps. I would have loved to give it an alchemist as well, but we don't have it. And also something that I am not doing, but I should definitely be doing, is I should be overclocking my farms, but I just don't feel like I want to be doing that. I'm going to be honest. Like, I feel like our farming is so good that we're still going to make so much money even without overclocking them. Although, once I buy the Banana Central, I will be overclocking that for sure. But for now, these BRFs, I'm just going to use the mat, and after we're done with this tier, I'm just going to sell the mat, and then we're going to get the Banana Central, and we're going to overclock that for sure. And I mean, look at what's happening. This is not even close, especially with the Spirit of the Forest. You know, as soon as these balloons just touch these vines, they just disappear. The mat is doing a lot of damage, extra attacks from the jungle jumps, and we're making a lot of money just because we got this good farming at the start of the game, and now this is just transferring into the mid game being so much easier. And all these bosses, you know, all these upcoming tiers are going to be super easy as well. So let's sell this thing. Let's get the Banana Central. Let's get an overclock for it. Like I see a spawn right here. behind. So let's just have the overclock like this off the map. And do we want to buy more overclocks? Probably not. I'm gonna get a tech bot so that this thing overclocks itself. And there we go, guys. We are onto this thing. I mean, we can probably sell the balloon trap at this point because it's not making that much money. The Spirit of the Forest is gonna defend by itself, and the only thing that we need to do is we need to keep making money. So I'm gonna see you guys in a second for the tier 3. Alright, and this is gonna be the tier 3 elite Lunarius incoming, and you guys already know what's up. So this is gonna be the Dark Paragon. I wanted to get the Boomer, but then I remembered the Boomerangs are banned, so we're gonna have to deal with the Apex Plasma Master. So let's buy this thing. I don't think I'm gonna be putting any money into this. What's the degree that we're gonna get? It's 35. 35 is really good. 35 should be able to erase this tier 3 boss, no problem. And yeah, there it is. This thing is going rather fast with the 35 degree Dark Paragon, and it is, you know, before it even passes the first bend, the boss is just gone. So that's gonna be the tier 3. Pretty simple, and just as I predicted, you know, as soon as you kind of do well in the early rounds and you deal with the early rounds with these cow balloons and whatnot, then the rest of the game is probably not going to be an issue, just because these Paragons can see all types of balloons and they don't really care what's the game mode that you're playing in, because they just do way too much damage. So in this boss event, definitely, you know, just dealing with the early rounds is going to be your priority, and then it's smooth sailing from there. So I'm going to see you guys in a second for the tier 4. Alright, so for the tier 4, I want to switch things up a little bit, and I'm actually going to sell the Dark Paragon, because these bouncy balls, they are a little bit annoying. You know, visually, they're really good, and they also helped us, you know, deal with the tier 3 boss, but I want to get the Megas Perfectus. I want to get the Wizard Paragon, which is a Paragon that I have not bought in a very, very long time. So let's just buy this thing and let's give it like what? I don't want to give it too much, guys. Let's go with $750,000. So it's going to be $1.5 million in total. So let's see what's the degree that we're going to get on this one. And I feel like this one should be able to melt the tier 4 no problem by itself. So in comes tier 4, and the Wizard Paragon is the only huge DPS that we actually have. We should have the Metamorphosis ability at least once during this tier 4 run, and look at how much cleaner that is. No Juggernaut balls bouncing everywhere, just the Plunarius getting destroyed by the Wizard Paragon. Do we want to use this the other ability? I think we're gonna need a little bit more souls, so let's just get our mana back a little bit. Then I'm gonna use the other ability, so let's just go like this. So the mana is full and it automatically activates, by the way, but we can use this one, and let's see how much damage it's gonna. It was a decent amount. It was a decent amount of damage. Not as much, you know, as the Goliath bombardment ability or anything like that, but it was a decent amount of damage for sure. Okay, so now let's use the Metamorphosis ability we have. We don't have the full graveyard, so let me just go like this. Let me just wait for a second. Let's fill it up just for a tiny bit. So get it up to 100,000, and then once this thing is done, let's watch the Plunarius HP. I used it, and I should probably have this thing to strong. And let's see. Oh my god, it's absolutely melting it. What? I didn't think this thing was that strong. I mean, it's kind of leaking DDs because we had it on strong, but this ability, oh my god, this Metamorphosis is so good. I did not know the Metamorphosis did that much damage. I mean, it's good. I guess for the price, I mean, it's supposed to be, because we just put like $1.5 million into this thing. We could have easily dealt with this thing, by the way, if we had something like the Ninja Paragon, which is gonna be like maybe 2/3 of the price or something like that. But yeah, this Metamorphosis absolutely owns. And you know why the cooldown is so long, by the way, because this thing is just, once you use it, it evaporates everything, it seems like. But there goes tier 4 Blunarius, a clean defense from the Wizard, and yeah, it's only one tier left, so we're probably gonna go for the Goliath. Honestly, the Goliath is probably gonna win this thing by itself. We're making so much money, so you know, why not? It's gonna be a high degree in the Goliath anyways. So I'm gonna see you guys in a second for the tier 5. And there it is, tier 5 incoming. So I bought all these ace platforms. We have $4 million in total, which we did very well with the farming, guys. We did super well with the farming. Keep in mind, we didn't even overclock the BRS, so maybe I don't think that we would have like 8 million or anything like that, but it would have been a nice bump if we had, you know, went full efficiency mode. But this is gonna be the max amount of money that you can put into the ace paragon, so that's gonna be a degree, you guessed it, 69. And yeah, let's have the bombardment ability go like this, and then we have 300,000 left over, so why not get a little bit of damage amplification through this thing, and then maybe we get this thing as well. I'm not going to be buying the glue storm because it's really annoying, you know, all these projectiles on screen, but there, here is the tier 5, 40 million HP, and let me set this guy to wing monkey, by the way. And what do we want to do? I mean, let's fill up the mana on this thing, and let's have the wizard on strong, and once the mana fills up, I want to use the metamorphosis ability again and kind of see how much damage this thing is doing. So let's, by the way, use the bombardment ability first. So this thing, I know for a fact that this thing is going to take away, yep, a huge chunk of the HP. Now let's use the metamorphosis. And can you see the metamorphosis? I mean, I may be a little bit, I don't know, because it's way too much HP that this thing has, right? Because it's the same wizard that we had before for the tier 4. It's a degree 39. It's quote unquote only 39. It's not only, it's really strong because it's the Wizard Paragon, but still. Let's do one more ace ability, 3 more skulls left. That's gonna be, well, that's gonna be close to 2 skulls left wants to use the ability. And yeah, this is it, guys. This is all that you needed to do. So this ABR mode, it was a really interesting one, but I feel like they gave us a Zealy, and a Zealy was really helpful in the early game. And you know, we did kind of come close to, I don't want to say losing because I was kind of paying attention to the lives at all times, but yeah, we went down to 6 lives. The 6 lives was a little bit, you know, playing on the edge for sure, which I don't think that you don't even need to do that, by the way, because once you know survive the early game, it's gonna be fine until the rest of the game. But that was an ABR Bloonarius, and it was really interesting, and it was a really fun switch up. And now, you know, what I'm thinking is maybe it would have been fun if we're playing ABR, then maybe the spawns from Bloonarius change as well, so you get some ABR spawns, something like that. Now that would be really cool. But let's check out the pumps. So the Wizard at 24 million actually almost, and then the Goliath at 485. We just bought this thing. Come on, guys, this thing got 45 million pops in 3 rounds. But yeah, that's gonna be for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one. So I was going through the BTD6 subreddit, and I noticed this interesting post made by a person named Whitman, and he was talking about something called Champs mode. Now, Champs mode is, I guess, something that they invented by themselves, and it goes like this. The C stands for crazy, and what this means is that all the sliders go to 110%, and in addition to this, you cannot buy tier 5 towers, so all of your towers are limited to tier 4s, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm just getting my sliders to 110%. Next up, we have alternate balloon rounds. That's what the A stands for alternate, and so this is the way to do it. And basically the next other letters like the H and the MPS, that's basically no hearts lost, no monkey knowledge, no powers, no selling, which is kind of, you know, the chimps mode rules. And in addition to this, well, you guys might have noticed that the I is missing, which is no income, but we're not going to be playing with income. That's like another rule that we're going to add ourselves. And I'm thinking of grabbing a Zealy for this one. I mean, this is ABR. ABR has, I don't know, a bunch of 45 balloons, a bunch of Moab class in general, and I don't think we're going to get a Zealy to level 20 to kind of one-shot the 45 bad, but she's gonna be fine. She's gonna do a lot of work anyways, regardless of whether or not we get her to level 20. So let's start this. I mean, 6 to 100 ABR modified rules, and then no tier 4 towers, actually no tier 5 towers, but now that I mention it, is no tier 4 towers even possible on this thing? I don't know, maybe we should see how we do with these sliders. I mean, 110 is not a lot. Actually, you can kind of notice on these balloons being a little bit faster. It's only 10%, but it's definitely noticeable. And let's see how we do versus these. I mean, this is even the first round. It's just regrows. And what I'm thinking is, are we fine actually with these black balloons? It's not looking like it. Okay, so we're gonna leak. We have to do something about this one. I guess we have money for the Seeking Shuriken, so I'm gonna do that, and hopefully these balloons, yeah, exactly. So hopefully they get popped like 2 by 2, right? So they don't get separated like they did the last time. And yeah, that's so much better. Yeah, exactly. And basically we have to start with a ninja, I think. I mean, it's either gonna be the ninja or something like Sada, I'm pretty sure, just because there are camo balloons like right from the start. Like you guys saw, that was around 7. And there were camo balloons around 7, which is absolutely, it's absolutely ridiculous. And they just keep coming. And even if you start like earlier, I think the ABR mode starts from round 3. And I think that there are camos on like round 4, which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, but yeah, it's a different beast. So here's what I'm thinking. Okay, again, regrows. Come on, dude. This is like the normal round 9, I guess, but everything is regrow. And this ninja is absolutely not dealing with them. I mean, I want to get a sniper. Here's the thing with ABR. If you guys played ABR, I'm pretty sure you have. And you've probably remembered that there is a lead balloon on round 10. So I want to get a sniper. Yeah, it's on first. Okay, let's have him on strong now. Focus on these green balloons. I think we go back on first. Yeah, we go back on first. And that is... yeah, that's good. Okay, so we took care of this one. Let's go back on strong. And now we need $380 for the full metal jacket. And there we go. So, I mean, I kind of wanted to save money for a Zealy, actually, but a Zealy is way too expensive. But she can pop all types of balloons. That's, I guess, another reason why she's amazing. Wait, do we not get the money for this? And let's clear these. It's just the red balloons. Why is this so close? 378? Oh, no. No way, we're $2 off. Okay, so doing the same thing, but instead of the Seeking Shuriken, I got another Dart Monkey next to the Ninja, and now we're gonna get the Sniper. So the Dart is 215 and the Seeking Shuriken is 270, which leaves a little bit of leeway, and that should be more than enough for us to have the money for the full metal jacket. I was talking about the Zealy, and I kind of wanted to get a Zealy for another reason, and that's because she also has lead popping power, and she can also see, there we go, by the way, get the full metal jacket. And she can also see camo balloons by default. So, for example, ABR round 24 has a single camo lead balloon. So one of the towers that I guess we want to be getting is the Dark Champion. The Dark Champion is, let me just buy a Zealy. I think let's actually have her here next to the Ninja, and then we're gonna get some range upgrades, and she should be able to reach the other side, at least the Moab class balloons, right? And yeah, so the most powerful tower that we can get is probably gonna be the Dark Champion, but we need to buy something that's gonna hold off until we get the Dark Champion. And so, kind of playing this map, I'm getting some deflation flashbacks. Have you guys played deflation up to round 100? What are the towers that we use? We use a bunch of overdrives, and I remember, I guess the old strategy was to use a bunch of Buccaneers, a bunch of 320 Buccaneers. Those things are, I guess, they might be a little bit weaker since last patch because they no longer shoot double grapes. It's only 6 grapes and it used to be 10, I think. But they attack faster. And so I think a 320 Buccaneer is going to be nice. I don't want to upgrade to the planes. And then hopefully a 320 Buccaneer is going to be able to hold off until we get the Dark Champion. So again, lead balloons round 23, and this is the camo lead that I was talking about. Look at this. Boom, and the Zealy just cleans it up. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to get a discount village, and I'm going to get the boat in the water, and hopefully that boat is going to be able to... I guess we can buy other stuff, right? We can buy the Dark Champion in this guy's range and stuff like that, and everything that we need. We can buy an alchemist for it, and yeah, that is kind of the plan for this one. And let's all mess this one up. Okay, so round 31, this round is kind of making it a little bit further than I would like to, so let me just buy this thing. It's gonna be a 220, and nice snipes, we saved that twice. There we go. So this only tier 4 rule is kind of interesting, which I guess it is, I don't know, like, I guess there are a lot of tier 4 towers that they're gonna allow us to beat this without any issues in general, but can we even go lower than that if we beat this one? I'm actually pretty confident that we're gonna beat this one. Let's see how it goes though. Let me use the ability. Let's not allow these guys to regrow. It's camo balloons, guys. It's round 36, but it's yellow, so it's kind of downgraded. So the normal round 36 would be pinks, and this one is camo yellows, right? So it's a little bit, you know, a weaker bloom, but then they're camos. So yeah, let me get the other. Oh, I guess I can't fit it there. I wanted to hit it directly. I wanted to place it directly above it, but I guess we can't do that. So let's have it here, and let's just get this guy as a discount village. And the discount upgrades are going to be cheaper on this one because of the other discount village. So that's discountception. Yeah, let's not do that. I was thinking just for a second to buy a second destroyer, but that might be. I don't know. I don't want to spend way too much money onto these destroyers. And let's see. Is this going to reach the destroyer? I hope it does. If not, we're gonna buy the second one, but I hope it does. So let's place it like that. Yes, it does. Okay, so the AMD is there. So let's upgrade this guy to 320. We have the Moab incoming. So the Moab is actually a fortified Moab on ABR, which should not be a problem, by the way. And let's see how we do. Oh yeah, that wasn't even close. Oh my god, this destroyer is still as good. Well, I'm not sure if it's as good as it was, but it's still an amazing tower. I mean, it's super strong. And yeah, we should be fine. I mean, this thing is all of the attacks that he has, they all get the alchemist buff, so that's why it's so good, this combo. And that's why I used to use it on deflation. As I mentioned, it was one of the OG deflation combos. You just buy a destroyer and it owns. So let me get, I guess we can get the stronger simulant now, and that's gonna kind of complete the setup. And do I buy a second one, or do we just go for the Dark Champion immediately? I think we go for the Dark Champion, yeah. Let's do that. I mean, I wasn't planning for this spot between these villages, but this is gonna turn out amazing because this super has some super expensive, see? This super has some super expensive upgrades and is gonna get a double discount on both of them. So, knockback, ultravision, it's not that expensive, but the Dark Knight is, and then the top hat. It's kind of working out, honestly. Everything's kind of working out, but we just need to hold on now. So let's just try and get this Dark Knight as soon as possible. That's kind of the name of the game for now. I'm not sure if we're gonna need any abilities, but I'm gonna switch Azili to Strong just because she's level 8, and at level 8 she does more damage to Moab class balloons. Let's try, and how much is this? 2.6k. So as soon as we get the money for the Plasma Blast, I'm gonna dark shift it away to, I guess, towards the left side, like there. Like here, somewhere around here, next to Azili. There we go. So we no longer need it to be in the discount village, but it's still in the range of the Jungle Chumps village, which is nice. And here it is, round 60 incoming. So this is a fortified BFB. I mean, all of these rounds, the 60s, well, not all of them, but a bunch of them, they're just upgraded versions from. By the way, we take care of it, no problem. But a lot of these rounds are upgraded versions from the normal ones, right? So for example, I guess 61 is unique because there's like, how many was that? Like 10 Moabs, which is just insane. But look at 62. So you have the purples on the normal 62 as well, but these Moabs are 45 ones, and the normal version is going to have normal Moabs, non-45 versions. And then look at what's happening now. It's a BFB that's incoming. So in the normal one, you would have 45 Moabs come instead of these BFBs, but this is just ABR. And round 63 is also very interesting, and then 64 after that. So round 63, the first ceramic wave is going to be completely normal, so it's the same, I think. But below them there are 45 ceramics, and usually you would have lead balloons, right? The second wave, we're gonna deal with this no problem, by the way. The second wave is going to be a full camo wave. So look at this, they're all camo balloons. But again, all of our towers can see camo balloons, so we don't care. And the third wave is Moabs. I think that's 5 Moabs stacked on top of each other. And I guess the idea with this one is to overwhelm your defenses. But again, we're using some amazing towers, so we're not gonna get overwhelmed at all. And then 64 is again an upgraded version of the normal one. It's instead of normal Moabs, we get 45 ones, and then instead of the 45s, we get BFBs again. So are we gonna get it now? 59, 854. That's super close. That's like 150 bucks, but we're gonna get it as soon as this first ZOMG pops. And then I have a feeling that this Dark Champion is gonna cruise through everything. Let me use the Moab Hex ability again. This is so fun, just having balloons not spawn anything. So let's use it now when it gets into the range. And oh, yep, there it goes. Get the Dark Champion. I'm gonna dark shift it to the left side, maybe up, actually above the Dark Monkey, or right next to you. Yeah, let's get it there. And the Moab Hex was still active actually, so yeah, both of the ZOMGs disappeared. So I have a feeling that this Dark Champion is just gonna breeze through these rounds. It's a strong tower by itself, and I think with the help of Azili and the Moab Hex, we're not gonna see like half the RB that we're supposed to see, just because a bunch of these balloons are not even gonna get spawned in the first place. So I'm gonna be right back, and I'm gonna see you guys in a second. Alright, so we're into the 90s, and here is the first surprise that you guys might not expect, which is 45 DDTs around 93, and then the 45 BFBs around 93 as well. I think the first, actually I don't want to say that, actually the more serious 45 BFBs on the normal rounds are going to be around 98 with a bunch of ZOMGs, but here we have basically what's happening around 99 with the DDTs. We have it on 93, and there's also a bunch of ZOMGs, which I'm going to use the Moab Hex ability for these guys. There's a million of them. I'm just going to use the ability as soon as, well, actually let's use it now. Let's see how many of them can we cover before the ability runs out. Oh my god, oh my god, that was all of them. What an ability this is. For all of you Azili non-believers, I hope that this video is going to change your mind a little bit. I mean, she requires some timing for sure, and you need to have the towers, but yeah, this ability is, and that's why she's one of the better ultra late game heroes, right? Because she just makes, later on this ability affects bad balloons on level 20, so she just makes bad balloons disappear. that's Azili for you. But that is round 96 incoming, which I kind of talked over 95, but that's how good our defenses are at this moment. So let's see what we do versus 96. I'm going to use the Moab Hex again, by the way, for these millions of ZOMGs as soon as these mobs pop, actually. So let's use it now. Now let's see how many of these guys can we eliminate without them spawning anything. It's going well. It's going, oh, the last one. I think the last two spawned a few BFBs, but yeah, that was amazing. I switched to Azili to first, by the way, so we get the first Moab Hex onto some BFBs, but that is not looking like a good idea, actually. Let me buy a Sabo, I think, just to be kind of safe on this one. Yeah, let me just buy a Sabo under these discount villages. Let's save the Moab Hex ability when it comes off cooldown. see what we can do. But yeah, let's just kind of wait for the Sabo to come off cooldown. I'm gonna use it just to be safe. Yeah, so all these UMGs popped, which means that I guess this is the furthest the balloons have made it this entire run, I think. Well, maybe with the exception of the early rounds. But 99 incoming, so let's dog shift to the left side. A bunch of DDTs incoming again, and 45 DDTs. But there's a bad incoming. Yes, there's a bad incoming on this one. Okay, so let's start getting ready for... I guess this one is not going to be an issue, but next round we have a 45 bad, and we also have the sliders to 110%, so it's going to have a little bit more HP. So let me just keep buying a bunch of these spike storms. These are going to be 240, which we're still allowed to buy. And let me just keep dog shifting this guy while everything's happening. Actually, we're going to pop this guy with no issues. So let's save all the spike storms for the next one. And we have all the abilities, so I think we should chill. I want to buy Embrittlement Ice Towers. That's a 420 Embrittlement Ice. So I'm going to buy one more here at the bottom. That should be fine. I mean, let's spend the remaining cash on spike storms. How many can we buy? Can we buy one more? Yeah, we can buy one more. Where did I place this one? I guess to the left. Yeah, that's fine. That's $1,500 left over. Okay, that's fine. So we spent all our money for tier towers. And as this guy's popping, let's dog shift to the left side. And let's just keep the damage going on this thing. So 45 band, around 100. Here it comes. Let's see how we're going to do. Using these spike storms immediately, by the way, just to get the damage and the cooldowns going. And then I'm going to keep dog shifting this guy. So let's move him. Let's move him to the left side under this village. I bought the village just for him, just to give him the jungle jumps, a little bit of attack speed. And let's dog shift him, I guess, next to the alchemist again, like we did the last time. Spike storms are up in a second, so let's use all of them. And it should pop any second. Yeah, there it goes. Let's use the Moab Hex, make these guys disappear. And that should be it. That is champs mode. That's an interesting game mode for sure. With the Dark Champion doing, I guess, the majority of the work, he's at 1.6 million pops, 1.669 million pops. This Destroyer did a lot of work. He's at 400,000 pops. That's respectable, honestly. And then Azili at almost 700,000. She's at 669 as well. And the Spike Factory is just doing a little bit of work for the 45 bad at the end. But that's it. Interesting game mode. Maybe we can do this using only tier 3 towers. I don't know, but hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Okay, so today we're going to be trying half cash and combining it with chimps mode. There was this smaller YouTuber that tried this about 4 years ago, but we're going to see if we can beat it 30 updates later. So the way to make this work is by playing on half cash and then doing the chimps rules on top of it. Hold on, is this blue balloon gonna leak? That was a good snipe. So the way we're gonna be doing this is we're gonna be playing on half cash and then we're gonna be doing the chimps rules on top of it. So no monkey knowledge, no selling, etc. And we're gonna see how everything goes. So the towers have to be really cost. Let me just set this guy on last for a second just so... Okay, maybe that might not have been a good choice. Let's have him on strong and kind of snipe these green balloons because I feel like if a green balloon makes it to the right side, he's not gonna be able to pop it. Let's see how it goes with this blue one actually. Yeah, I know snipe this time. This one is gonna leak. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go on last just for a second and then switch it back. So this green balloon, that's the one that leaked last time. I really don't want to upgrade the dart. I want to buy a second one, so let's get it. We were able to snipe it then, and let's just get it here, I guess, to the left side. I mean, this dart positioning is not that important, I don't think. Or is it? I don't want to jinx it. Okay, let's just have the dart on the left side. The next few rounds are going to be fine. And so the way that we're going to be doing this is by buying some really cost efficient towers in order for this to work. So we're essentially trying to beat chimps mode with half the money, but it's not really like that because it's not just the flat amount of money being half of what it would be in a normal chimps game, but the pace at which we're getting the money is also a lot slower. So all the towers are going to be delayed. Now I got Etienne as the hero. So he's one of those heroes that starts off slower but ramps up the damage as the rounds are progressing, so he's gonna be amazing later on. And for the early game I was thinking of getting a Buccaneer into the Pirate Lord, but the thing is we need to get Etienne as soon as possible on the field so he can start leveling up, and that might be a little bit of an issue, especially in these rounds like 14, 15 where we're gonna have some yellow blues. And just as I say that, let's see how we do on 12 with these two dark monkeys. There's a green balloon. Are they gonna snipe it? No, they're not. Okay, so this one is gonna leak. So let's do some targeting shenanigans, I guess. Let's try and have this guy on strong so that the yellow balloon gets sniped. We just need to bring back the yellow balloon to a green, I think, and then they're going to be able to deal with it. And one of those guys is gone. Okay, so they sniped it. Get this guy back on first. And there we go. Okay, so that was round 12. Round 13 should be a little bit of an easier round just because the highest balloon that we have is going to be a green one, but there's a lot of them. So let's see how they're going to do actually. I mean, they're kind of getting overwhelmed, but I think they're somewhat dealing with... No, never mind. It's 3 red balloons in league. Okay, let's try having this dart on last, and am I getting the... I'm just gonna get the Buccaneer. I was having some flashbacks from all these previous zones that I was just kind of getting stuck on a round just because I didn't want to spend the money or something like that. And this is gonna delay Etienne by a little bit, but I guess we're gonna have to take it because... rounds 14 and 15 were coming up anyway, so I think we're gonna have to buy the Buccaneer either way. Okay, so round 15 we got pinks on this one. Let's see how we're gonna do versus them. So all of the pinks got cleaned up. That was good. Okay, that was very nice actually. But round 19 I think is gonna be an interesting one. That's the one with regrow yellows and pinks. And hold that thought, are we even beating this one? We're not. Okay, so let's try and have... What am I doing with the... Am I microing the Buccaneer? Am I having the Buccaneer on last or something like that? I don't know how to target these guys. Okay, what just happened? Okay, so let's just have this first guy on last and let's... I don't know how to micro this guy, so I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what to do because it's just an overwhelming amount of balloons and we're basically shooting darts at them. I might give it one more shot, but I might just buy the grape shot at this point because I really don't want to get stuck on this round. So it's looking like it's way too many balloons for these guys and we're just shooting darts at those balloons. It's way too many balloons, that's kind of the issue. So I guess I'm gonna get something like the faster shooting. I know that the grape shot is more value, but I'm getting the faster shooting just because it's a cheaper upgrade so we can get at the end a little bit faster. Let's see how this is gonna do. There we go, that's much better. That's not even close actually. Okay, round 21, this one has a lot of RB, but if we beat this one, we're gonna have at the end on the next one. And it's not looking good. I mean, it's the same situation like round 19, right? So I'm just gonna buy the grape shot, I think. Yeah, let's just buy the grape shot. Let's not get stuck on these rounds. I mean, at this point, you know what? Maybe I should not have done that actually. Maybe when I think about this, maybe I should have tried a micro in round 19 because this delays so many things. Because now we have to buy the camo detection for round 24 and we're gonna have to buy lead popping for 28, which means that Etienne is not happening before round 30, I don't think. Okay, so round 27, we have the money to buy Etienne, but if we do it, we're not gonna have any lead popping power, so another delay to this hero. We're gonna have to buy the hot shots, and it is what it is. And I guess kind of the main problem that I have with this one is that the camo detection is gonna be delayed in general. So Etienne is gonna get camo by himself on level 5, I think it was, but the camo detection for all towers is gonna get delayed. Let's just buy him in the middle. It's round 30 at which we're buying him. That is so late. So we're gonna have to micro the dart for this one because that's the only source of camo popping power that we have currently. I really don't want to buy the crossbow, that's way too much money, so let's just get the quick shot, see what happens. Yeah, I know that's a yellow balloon, that's a lot of yellow balloons. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy the quick shots and I'm gonna have this dart on strong and I'm gonna try micro between strong and first. So whenever there's a yellow in its range, strong, and then go back to first whenever something's about to leak. So I'm gonna keep it in strong for now, and then as the red balloons are approaching, I'm gonna switch to first. So one is coming in right now, go on first, and then go back on strong, first. And no more yellows, which means that we should be... Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that was good. So we saved a lot of money there. Okay, so round 29 just ended the first Moab. I'm gonna use the ability as soon as possible just to get as much damage as possible to this Moab. And yeah, that wasn't even close. The Monkey Pirates is a very, very cost efficient upgrade by itself. It's a very strong one, and the fact that we got the top bat instead of the bottom one just means that it's going to do a lot more damage, and it's going to do that much better. Although the placement is not that good. I mean, it's a fine placement, but I guess I could have picked a better map for the Buccaneer if we wanted to do the main damage from it. But the thing is, I want to buy a very special tower later on, and that special tower is, well, it's not a special tower, it's actually a very terrible tower that I want to buy, but I'm going to buy it anyway, so I'm going to buy it just for fun. And by the way, it's round 56, and Etienne has been on the field for 26 rounds at this point, 27, and he only has 2 drones active. He gives camo detection to all of the towers, which is the best thing that he's doing right now, but the power and the damage that he does is just very, very low, but it's gonna ramp up in the next few rounds. So we got Etienne's level 10 ability, but I'm really trying to not spend money on anything else, like not even a village, not even an alchemist. And let me just use the UCAV and see what happens. Wait, we leaked even through the UCAV? I think that was just RNG, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, let's try it with the Jungle Drums Village now. This buffs Etienne as well. I mean, Etienne doesn't do a lot of damage, but it should buff the Pirate Lords, I guess. So let's use the ability. That was wave number... It leaked again? Okay, I'm gonna ditch this actually. I'm gonna buy an Alchemist, I think. Just something like, am I buying a 320 Alchemist, I think is gonna be fine. Just because I don't want to overspend on this thing. It's only gonna be buffing one tower, and this is... That is ridiculous what just happened. So I just bought an Alchemist and that's all it took? And that is round 63. So one Alchemist, guys. That's all it takes. This tower is something else, isn't it? Okay, so round 75. This is one of those rounds with a lot more RB than usual. We have 25,000. The Pirate Lord is 28, so we're kind of close to it. But let's see how we do on this one. I guess we still have all of the abilities. I'm going to use the drones now, and I guess I can... Let's just hook one of these BFBs, just make it a little bit easier. And they seem to be cleaning this up pretty nicely. Okay, so round 76, I wanted to save the UCAV ability. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use the drone ability as soon as possible. So we get 2 uses in this round, and I'm going to use the hook as well as soon as possible. So we might get 2 hook uses. That's basically the plan. I wanted to save the UCAV for 76 because there's a bunch of ceramics there. There's no way to beat 76. If we use the UCAV now, there's no way to beat 76, so we have to play like that. Okay, so one more drone ability coming up. I'm not gonna risk it. It's the same situation like before, by the way. I'm just not gonna risk it this time. So let's use the drones. That's some good popping. Yeah, that's easy. And now we can do this. And it's just wiped. And there it is. Okay, so one of the game-winning towers, we bought it on round 78. That's ridiculous. I mean, if you look at our towers, we basically have Etienne and a Pirate Lord and like a 320 Alchemist. That's it. Okay, so round 89, I bought a Jungle Drums Village. That's a 200 Village. And I'm going to buy the tower that I mentioned before. This is not the tower that you guys expect. No one's going to guess this one. It's going to be an overdrive. It's going to be a tag zone. But it's going to be the dumb tag zone. It's going to be the one that has a lot of pierce and doesn't have any attack speed. So we are going to be easily dealing with these DDTs. It's only 3 of them. And something that I remembered during these 80s, thankfully I remembered it at like round 85. So I didn't use it that much. But what happens is whenever you use the Pirate Lord ability, it makes money. I think it gives like 100% extra cash. And even though we're playing on half cash and the reward isn't that much, you're not making that much extra cash, I stopped using it immediately. I think it was 85. Let's get the tag zone, by the way. And so that means that in order to stay true to what we're doing, we're not going to be using the ability. So no Pirate Lord ability, even though it's going to be very helpful in some rounds, like for example 97, 98, we're not going to be using it. Okay, so round 95 incoming. I should probably get an Alchemist. I'm gonna be honest, I was gonna buy an MIB, but then the cash is at like 5,000. So this tag zone is not gonna do any damage to this round. It's just gonna be at the end the UCAV and the Pirate Lord. And they are leaking. They're leaking very much. It's not even like a small leak. They leaked. Okay, so how do we do this? I guess we're gonna have to buff the tag zone. I think we're gonna have to give it the AMD for sure, but let's give it the Berserker Brew as well. So go for a 320, and I'm gonna get a 200. Actually, I'm gonna get a 220. Do we have the money? No, we don't. Okay, so it's just gonna be a 200, and we're gonna get the money now for 220. So basically, what this does is, I guess you guys have heard of this, but this is called AMD stacking. So the thing with these buffs is that the Berserker Brew has a cooldown. Oh my god, that's not even close. Are you guys watching this? Did that just happen? I just gave the tag zone like 2 alchemists and it completely destroyed 95. So what just happened there is called AMD stacking. The thing with the Berserker Brew buff is that it has an internal cooldown, but the AMD buff doesn't. It's not infinite amount of AMD alchemists that you can get, but you can get like a couple. I think it was like, okay, I'm not gonna say a number because I don't know exactly how many it is, but you can basically surround the tag zone or whatever tower it is. People usually do it with the Bez, the Balloon Exclusion Zone, and they just give it a bunch of 200 alchemists, and it's like 100% uptime on the AMD, which is just game breaking. It's like a perma brew alchemist, at least for the AMD, right? It's not for the Berserker Brew. Okay, so round 98, let's see how we're doing on this one. I see some leaks at the bottom. Let me get the Moab glue. Let's get it. I think we're gonna have the money for 013. That's gonna be the best that we can do. We still have the UCAV ability, and we're not allowed to use the Pirate Lord because it makes money. Okay, so let's try the Moab Glue, and let's try not upgrading the Alchemist to stronger stimulant this time. So let's just get the 023 glue and see how it does. I mean, a lot more balloons are slowed now, but how is it looking? Is it looking good? Do I want to take this though? Okay, I didn't want to take that because I used the UCAV ability, and we should save the UCAV for round 99, which means that I guess I'm gonna do a little bit more AMD stacking, so I'm gonna buy a couple more 200 Alchemists around the tag zone. And just the fact that we bought Etienne on round 30 is now coming to bite us. Because by this point, Etienne would have already been level 20, and at level 20, the UCAV becomes permanently active by itself, and then when you click the abilities, it just becomes a lot stronger. So we're missing a lot of damage basically because we got Eti very late. And if you guys remember on round 19, I should have probably microed in that round now that I think about it, but it is what it is. So let's try it like this. Let's try some AMD stacking and let's save the UCAV. I'm sorry, are you guys watching this? Why is this allowed? Can anyone explain to me why is this allowed? What you guys saw is I just bought 2 extra alchemists, and this tag zone, it's like another tower. It came to life. I want to have the UCAV ability for round 100 because we definitely lack damage, so I'm going to restart this one as well. Okay, so let's just get a Moab Blue. I see $6,000. Let's just get something like a 023. We have the money. $7. Okay, alright. Let's see how we're gonna do now. I think this should be fine. A little bit of a slowdown for these DDTs, but that should be fine. Okay, round 100, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to save the UCAV ability, and Etienne just got level 20. That's the perfect timing, by the way. And there it is, round 100. I should have used the Pirate Lord ability because we won at this point, but wow, what a challenge this is, huh? I mean, the Pirate Lord is obviously carrying. We had him for the longest amount of time on the field, so it's like a 1.3 million. And these little guys, these are the MVPs of the entire run by buffing the tag zone. So there it is, have cash plus chimps mode. We did it.